welcome to the PR project.
I just don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
I didn't realize. I thought we were live like 4 seconds ago. Now we're live.
You should have just said, I thought we were live like 7 minutes ago. We've been talking this whole time. Where you guys been?
Yeah. We'll start over.
All right, start over. Doing it live. Start over. You go, Gary.
All right. Hello, Mark, Kathleen, Mrs. Bailey, and
well, bro, you are messing up. Start again. Start again.
Nah, we're good.
Over.
Sorry, Mrs. Bailey.
No. All right.
Sorry for using your proper name.
Wow.
Such disrespect.
I mean, just call her Mama Runs because everything else just right now seems weird. You're being weird right now.
I was listening to a podcast today where I was told to call you Thomas.
We gotta stop that right away. That's what happens sometimes when you get on podcasts with folks. You know, they get a little crazy. You wouldn't know anything about that. All your podcasts.
Lamont's legit. But
Lamont, listen to me, right? That's totally different. You want to know why it's totally different?
Because we're not calling him Lam or Monty, like Thomas or Tommy. Yeah, it's his name.
Right.
Marcellus is not a nickname of Lamont. It's part of his name.
It's Marcel.
Whatever.
But
fifth
if
place
he had,
with an ice bag.
if he had Marcel Jacobs on his Instagram, and then because you started this.
Yeah.
If Thomas, wow, that's crazy. Wow. Ern, go back to sleep. Ern, you need to go to sleep now because we're running early, whether you like it or not. But listen, it's different because like on his Instagram, it says Lamont Marcel Jacobs.
Oh, I did not get that far into his life.
Oh, sorry. Elephant in the room. Aaron's not on the episode tonight or today or the podcast. You're just getting us two today. So if you're disappointed in that, hang up the phone.
But he's on special assignment up in the Great White North of Michigan. I think.
Is he?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I
think
he's every time one of us is not on the show, the one of us that's not on the show is on assignment.
Right.
Yeah. We don't know what that assignment is, but he's on assignment.
It's special.
Yeah. It's like Steve said, his mama calling Lamont, I'm gonna call him Lamont. But he put on his own Instagram Lamont Marcel Jacobs in all caps.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So if I don't want people to call me Thomas, what do I do? I don't put Thomas on my profile.
No, you make up a fake name almost all the way.
You do the whole last name. You go through your nickname as a kid and as a person, and then
your nickname as a kid was Runs.
Yeah, because I was always in the bathroom, man. I was in the bathroom. I just started running. I changed it. It used to be people used to make fun of me. Now it's real. Now I really run.
I show them now.
Yeah. The English language. Hey, sometimes words have different meanings. Tommy's mama calls him Tommy, so you shut your face, Gary.
Hey, other podcasts.
You know what I noticed? Gary, about you? That is,
I'm Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen. Yeah. Yep. Not like Elsa either. This is like a bad Frozen.
Nah, at least I'm smiling.
Well, that's actually, you know what? That's a great picture. I got you. There you go. For the people that are listening to this on the podcast platforms, thank you so much for listening. This is the PR project. And Gary is still frozen.
Still frozen. There we go.
There we go. But thank you so much for listening to this podcast. For everyone that's tuned in, Gary's still smiling. Thank you so much for tapping in. This is the PR project episode like 85, I think.
85, yeah.
85. Today is Sunday, August 11th. If we wanted this to be an evergreen episode, it is no longer possible, Gary.
No, but we'll fix it in post.
Yeah. But yeah, man. One thing I noticed about you, Gary, that and it's kind of a compliment. You know what you have in common with LeBron James?
A Masters athlete?
He's not even masters yet. But
He's not 40 yet?
no, he's 39. I'm older than him by a little bit.
Hmm.
By like a couple months. But he has an insane amount of gray hair in his beard, and so do you.
He's not 40 yet?
See, somebody guessed it already. See, already. But yeah, no, he's not 40. He's about to be 40 this year.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you see that game? The end of that game?
No, the only game I caught was like the semifinals with Serbia. I caught the end of that game.
Oh yeah. The end of that game was pretty exciting, and then the end of this game was also pretty exciting. A person, I think his name might be like Stephen
Stefan
Curry. He shot the ball well, apparently, at the end of this game.
He put the orange cylindrical figure into the basket very well.
Yeah, he did that well, and they won the game. The Olympics is upon us, or it has happened already. It's over.
It's closing ceremony is today.
Bro, what now, man?
Is that spelled correctly? Olympics.
Yeah, dude, listen. Listen, it's spelled right. But man, the Olympics was and is and has been, and it's over. It's crazy. Like every day something happened that was just mind-blowing to have watched.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited here, Gary.
No, I'm just saying, I think track-wise, I don't think I've ever seen as many like nail-biting or just fun races to watch as I've seen in any Olympics that I've, Well, good. I haven't really. I mean, I think it's the
you've
first
been around
Olympics
for
where I
what, like
watched
20,
every
20
single
Olympics?
race.
Yeah.
Like with like I actually knew people. Like I knew of a lot of the runners.
A little more invested. Invested into the sport a bit now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you got a podcast or whatever that kind of talks about running a tad.
You should know a little bit. Yeah.
So is this like the 20th Olympics that you've watched? You don't have enough fingers for this, Gary. But yeah, man, like it was crazy. I thought it was one of the highlights, one of the small highlights for me was that Joan Benoit Samuelson came out and did the stick thingy before every race or every opening like of the track day that someone came out and did like that stick thing. They like slammed the stick on the ground.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, so every time like the first race of like the evening, someone would come out like as an honor, and it would be like Haile Gabriel Selassie came out before the marathon, and he had this like stick, and you like slam the stick like 3 times or something like that.
Like into the track or like on the grounds?
Onto the ground or the track, but like it was happening during the track too. Like right before we're in the track when they came out of the little spot where where they would come out and stand there for like a second looking dumb, and smile and then run. Someone every time before the meet started for the day, someone of honor would come out and do that. They'd come out with this like staff, and they would like slam it a couple times, like what's the monkey's name from Lion King?
Lion King.
That guy. Yeah. So they did that a couple times, and then there was like they would announce who they are, blah blah, and then they come out and do that. Joan Benoit Samuelson opened for the women's Olympic marathon.
Oh, nice.
This morning, and it was cool because that was 40 years ago, not to the day, but really close actually, like 40 years and 6 days ago. She ran and got bronze in 84.
84 was the first time the women raced in the marathon, I think, right?
I believe so, and she won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I do think it was unique for Paris in that committee to allow other countries to take part in some of these ceremonial type activities. It wasn't just famous French athletes. They brought in like even the opening ceremonies. They brought in Carl Lewis, Serena Williams. I don't normally see that. It's always like the athletes of the country and the legends of the country. So they really tried to open it up to representatives of the world, which I thought was kind of a neat thing.
Yeah,
But
no, I
no, I
thought that
didn't
was good.
I didn't
I'm
see any
not
of the
sure if
stuff.
they. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if that was like a new thing or not. But because like last Olympic cycle, I mean, I paid attention, but I kind of didn't.
It was hard because it was
Um,
there's
mm,
nobody in the crowd. They didn't have it. They didn't have
yeah,
a
who
real opening
cares
ceremony
about that
because of
Olympics? Yeah.
the whole thing.
Did they even have an opening? I think everybody's opening ceremony was like from their living room.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
right.
like
I don't
it was like
remember.
it was like a ceremony from home.
I don't remember. I don't. I honestly don't. It sounds
They
right, like
like
the Oscars when they were like delivering
they like
statues to people's homes.
they did like a Zoom call
Yeah.
to LeBron's house, and he waved a flag in his living room. But yeah, so guys, if you're listening, guys and gals and people, if you what was your favorite moment or race in the Olympics? And even if it's breaking, we can talk about that. But I want to know like what's your hot like. Gary, you start first. What's like if I was like somebody ran up to you in the street, you're walking down the street. Here, picture this. You're walking down the street, you just grab like, I don't know, like a salami sandwich from the bodega, right? You're in New York, obviously. Um you're walking down the street.
Tell me you've never been to a bodega without telling me.
Okay, I'm sorry. You got a pack of cigarettes from the bodega, and you're walking down the street, and you're doing like the tap thing, you're getting ready to go, right? And and like somebody jumps out, like it's in New York, so a lot of crazy stuff happens. Somebody jumps out and they go, "What's your favorite race? Or what's your favorite moment in the Olympics?" What do you say right away?
I go to the 1500,
No,
the
you're
men's
dead.
1500.
It took too long. They stabbed you.
Yeah, yeah, the men's 15. I think watching. Hey, buddy, you want to say hi? Yeah, no. Watching kind of Cole Hawker take advantage of the battle between Jacob and Josh Kerr, excuse me.
Jakob,
Yeah,
Jacob.
Lamont. And then having Nagoose, also sneak in,
Edge him out,
and
yeah.
what was he like a half, like a 0.05 from silver?
Something stupid from silver,
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause he leaned
Yeah,
in as well. Like he knew to lean in
Kerr
too.
was
And
Kerr was slowing down. He was speeding up. It was like if he had one more step, he'd have been silver for sure.
yeah, I do think,
For sure.
and we'll talk about the other races, but I think that was the beginning of American men like kind of stepping up to the plate when it comes to distance running on a world stage. Like that was like
Mhm.
the shot across the bow, so to speak, for this. No, maybe it was Grant. Was Grant first?
Yeah, Grant. Yeah, Grant.
Yeah.
Yes, Grant was first because Grant was in the 5,000,
10,000. So 10,000 was first.
10,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
5,000 was yesterday, right?
yep.
Yeah. So anyway,
Or 2 days ago. It's been so
yeah,
many races. I'm sorry.
I know. Yeah, same. I'm trying to keep them all in order. But anyway, just Grant had a great finish. Like he wanted that, and he came in strong in a really fast 10,000. But then for Cole and Yared to say, "Okay, hold my beer,"
Yeah,
I'm going to perform well too. That was just fun to watch.
yeah, yeah. So we
I
got.
literally Megan was upstairs on a work call, and she had to text me to say, "Are you okay?" Because I was yelling at the TV, just screaming for them to go go go, like that was
Yeah,
exciting for me. Yeah.
yeah. No, like so. I think Maurice, I can't share that one because you picked 3 races. We can't do it. You gotta pick one. So yeah, so Mark said the same thing. Cole Hawker for sure. Watched a few of his videos from training the last few months and never thought that would happen. Yeah, I mean, I know the thing is like everybody knows his kick is something like vicious, right? And Peter Bromka actually called it like the day before. He's like, they're gonna be so bothered with each other, Jakob and Josh Kerr, that Cole Hawker is just gonna sit back and he's gonna kick right at the end. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. But it did happen, and we lost Gary. So this is hey, what up, everybody? This is the Tommy Run Show. We just lost Gary, so he's no longer on the show. This is gone from PR project to the Tommy Run Show. So much more fun, so much more awesome. So let's get your favorite moments from
I can still hear.
oh, dang,
I'm still
he's
here.
back. Daggone it. Thought I had a show for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cole, I think that moment was really cool. That was a really great moment for the U.S. And Cole Hocker and I mean Josh Kerr too. I mean, I'm sure Josh Kerr's like a little upset that he ran out of gas at the end, and I'm upset that he probably played the race incorrectly, but he beat Jakob. So
Right. Right. Yeah. Like, it's a silver lining, I'm sure.
he's like, yeah, but I beat that guy,
Yeah.
and he didn't, and and unfortunately, Jakob really could have just been like, bro, I, I didn't have my blindfold with me. I could have beat him if I had my blindfold. Because he said
But
I could beat him with a
Jakob went
blindfold
for it
on.
though.
Not
I mean, he went out ahead. Like
Waka.
Jakob, he tried to go toe to toe. Like he just didn't.
Yeah, no, he
Didn't
didn't
finish
have
it.
it. Yeah, I mean, and the thing about like some of these people are just so amazing is because they run so many different races, so many heats, and I'm just like, when do you run out of gas? Like, when do
Yeah.
you get tired? When do you realize that you just ran 2 heats yesterday in some other race? I want to get to what Steve said last. Let's talk. Maurice said Quincy wearing the big plaid shorts under his tracksuit and winning the 400 meter. That only a teenager could pull something off like that. Only a
No,
teenager.
no,
could pull that
no,
off.
different Quincy.
Oh no, I thought that was Quincy. You sure? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The dude,
Yeah.
Quincy Hall.
Quincy
That was
Hall.
Quincy
Yeah.
Hall. Which one was wearing black? I wasn't.
It was
I guess
it
I'm
was
not hip to
the
his
no, it
movement.
wasn't the kid. It was the other one.
Quincy Hall, the one who, yeah, he won the 400. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That was Quincy Hall, the dude with the gold teeth.
Yeah.
So Alexa said, I like the teamwork in the relays. Both men's and women's were so good. Which relay?
Not all of them.
Not the 4x100.
Not.
Alexis.
Yeah.
When I said, yeah, it was, guys. I mean, look, I can't do any better. I'm sure if me, Gary, Aaron, and anybody ran the 4x100 against any of those people, we'd still be there running. So I'm not saying I
Yes,
could have
but
done
I think
better.
we still would have been able to exchange the handoff in the zones.
You're right, Gary, because there's no chance of one of us randomly just taking off too soon and the other one can't catch us because we're not that fast.
See?
But dude,
every year.
where was he? What was he doing?
I don't even know. I don't even know if he could.
He never looked back.
The way he was in his stance.
He never looked back.
I couldn't tell if he was like looking like behind him,
between his own legs.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't looking between his own legs. Apparently, use that as a soundbite. My mom said the women's long jump. Tara, is it Tara or Tara? I don't know. Tara Davis Woodhull. Yeah, Tara Davis Woodhull. Yeah, she's so hype. Everything she does is hype. She gets the crowd hype. She knows how to do her thing. Yeah, she knows how to do the what up. What's up, Nicholas?
Say hi. No.
All right, so Mackenzie,
she was literally like, I mean, she was
in the air,
flying. It was fun to watch her.
Track 100 meter. All of the 100 meters were good.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we just gotta talk about. I didn't want to. I wanted to talk about it last. Oh, the 4x4 was good.
Yeah.
For both men and women. Yep. Good job. But the women's was like definitely blew the men's 4x4 out of the water. Like as in like
Quincy Wilson was in the 4x400. So did you see?
Yes.
Did you see his Instagram? He's holding his gold medal. He's like, I can't believe I got to go to school in 2 weeks.
I'm calling off. I'm calling off of school. Man, imagine going back to school as a junior with a gold medal. He wearing that boy to sleep, to school, to lunch, to bathroom, to back, everywhere. But the women's, the theme in this whole Olympics for me is that women's athletics outshined men's athletics.
For sure.
Because there was more upsets on the men's side, which is good for like cinema, but like for people we like Noah Lyles not winning the 2, and
that's a different track for me. That really annoyed me, but go ahead.
Which one?
Noah Lyles. He shouldn't have been racing.
Oh, he didn't have COVID, bro. He just tested negative today. Yeah, he didn't have COVID.
Said today he tested positive like the day of.
I thought he just, but yeah, I mean, that was like 2 days ago. I'm saying all of a sudden he hype come out the thing. No, bro. Come on.
Did you see him in the prelims for the 200?
What? What with the mask on?
No, I'm saying the prelims for the 200. He wasn't racing well,
But he raced well in the 100 and all the
Right.
prelims for the 100.
but not for the 200.
Man, bro is fine. He might have had a little touch of asthma. I mean, yeah, if he had, but you know, they you know what? I don't believe it. I mean, I'm not saying it's just convenient. Like he ran a bunch of races without like being like so overwhelmed with like sickness that he was like had to sit down and get somebody to carry him off. If he won that race, and you know I'm telling the truth, if he won that 200, he not getting carried off with a. He doing another lap around the track. He going hype. He talking about I told you. He pulling out
Finger guns.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, finger guns, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He doing the whole thing. I'm just saying, just take the L. If you sick, just go sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like you just lost. Give everybody a fist bump and be out. Then maybe later you say you got it, but don't announce I had COVID. Bro, you just lost. It's fine. Fine. Whatever. Or he shouldn't have been out there, whatever. But I feel like it's a cop out too. He got beat. He wasn't going. He got beat. That dude ran such a great race. The dude who won,
Yeah.
He won that race. What did he run? 19
I don't remember.
something?
I don't know what the time
He
was.
won that race.
I just
I don't like the fact
I was excited to
like,
see I didn't forget what country it was, but it was a smaller country. I was excited I like to see the smaller countries, do well, especially in those types of environments.
Tobago. Yeah. Did you see what he said about not being the face of athletics?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it? He said they
so.
asked me, they asked him do you think you could see yourself? This is the winner of the 200, Tobago. He's from Botswana. And he's he's really good though. He's not like he's like a random moment. He's been like doing well for the last couple of years. And he said they asked him if he one day wants to be the face of athletics, of running, of track and field, whatever they asked him. But he said, I can't be because I'm not an arrogant, loud person like Noah in an interview. And then they tried to be like, no, he didn't mean it like that. Translation in his language and dialect, they don't have arrogant means like confident. And I don't know what they said loud, but I'm like, I don't know, bro. It sounded like he said, I'm not an arrogant, loud person.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with how he is. Like I don't care that Noah is brash and
yeah.
I don't care about that. If at minimum it brings more eyes to the sport because people are like, who is this guy? What's he talking about?
Like even if they don't like him, it helps.
Yeah. I mean, you got brash arrogant athletes all over sports, and it does well for them. So who cares if this guy from track and field is doing the same thing? Like, I'm fine with it.
Because honestly, like look at Jakob and the 1500 in general. I think him talking junk for the last, and because like people try to talk about like it was just a Josh Kerr thing, but he been talking to everybody for a minute before Josh Kerr popped up when he was winning like it was easy and nothing. He said that he was the pacer for everybody, and then he just and so like I think that all that junk talking, it gets people's attention, like to watch, but then it also inspires and challenges the people that are running the race to get faster.
Right.
It's like, you really think, okay, well, let me go, coach. We gotta work a little harder here.
Yeah, you gotta shut him up.
I think it's a win. Yeah, it's a win-win. Like I know I can beat him, and like, well, okay, well, you gotta stop eating ice cream every weekend. Marginal gains.
Oh, now I want ice cream.
You want ice cream?
Now I do.
Okay, well, just relax, bro. We'll be on the show. We'll get you off the show soon. Steve Mark says 100%. Yes, 100%. He talking about the Noah thing. I think it's cap.
All right.
I hope so. Remember,
I
Jakob got beat
I hope he wouldn't put other people's health in danger for that.
right here. Read it out loud, Gary.
I don't get this one.
Okay, it's one of the reasons why I don't like Paul Pierce. I mean, people call Paul Pierce the truth. I mean, I'm sure he's a good basketball player. Earns in here, he'll probably like have something to say, but look at his stats, bro. I don't care about Paul Pierce's stats. My man got, it wasn't even a wheelchair. It wasn't even a wheelchair. He had a human wheelchair in the playoffs or whatever it was, and he acted like he did his whole thing. He acted like he couldn't even walk, and he had two other grown men pick him up by his legs. Like, so one guy had a leg in each arm, and he just looked like a human wheelchair, walking him off the court, like, because he couldn't walk, couldn't function. And then like he went back into the back, and then he came out like for the next quarter and played really well. At that moment, I'm like, I don't know what's going on with you, and I don't like you, and you're not the truth. Because if that's the truth, I'm gonna keep lying. See, Gary, you gotta get it. You gotta.
Like I said, I think. I hopefully you're right. Like hopefully, he's just right. No, I'm saying I hope you guys are all right. I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean,
Gary's mad that he even potentially had COVID and still ran and been out there, because he definitely gave everybody hugs and stuff after.
Yeah.
Even if COVID's been downgraded to a flu, why would you risk to give somebody the flu?
Right. I mean, athletes, it's a respiratory illness. So let's give it to runners. Let me go and hug all the other runners out there who, may or may not need their lungs to, perform well.
I mean, Paul Pierce won with this because he had a team. If he had to do it by himself, he probably would have stayed in the human stretcher. All right. So my favorite. You didn't ask me my favorite, Gary.
Sorry, I didn't know if you heard that background noise.
What? I did. I didn't know what she said.
She said he does that.
Yeah, Gary. Like what you're supposed to do is you reciprocate.
I get that. I get that. You've been talking enough a lot. I have had an opportunity to ask.
I love that you're talking to me, but you're not talking to me. You know what? You've been talking a lot lately, and I'm just tired of hearing it. Let me not get you in trouble. But yes. So, Gary, you gonna try now?
Tommy, do you have a favorite moment of the Olympics when you come out of your bodega with your cigarettes and salami sandwich, and somebody says, "Hey, can I have a bite of your sandwich?" And what was your favorite Olympic event?
I'm touched that you was actually listening, Gary, and the fact that you would then turn that question around and ask me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Was that tough? Was that hard? That's amazing, Gary. Look at the steps we're taking at this therapy session. Yes, Gary, I do have a favorite race or moment in the Olympics, and it was approximately 2 hours and 20 some odd minutes of the women's marathon. All of it. It was amazing.
I have not caught up on the marathons yet, so I'm still behind on those.
Oh,
you got up though. You got up in the early. You watched both in the morning, right? You watched them live?
No. So I did get up. I set an alarm for 1:55 a.m. to wake me up for the men's marathon because I wanted to see what was going on. It went well. I fell asleep a couple times while watching it. I went back to sleep after watching it. I ran at 10 o'clock or something like that, and I was okay. But then I set my alarm for 1:55, and I said, if this alarm goes off for the women's marathon and I don't, everything ain't firing on all cylinders, I'm just gonna let it go because I do have a long run today with a workout. So what I did was I got up later and I didn't get on Instagram at all, and I watched the marathon before I went to the long run. So just spoiler alert, Gary. Sifan Hassan won the marathon.
The only clip I saw was her, the little entanglement she got in the last 400 meters.
Okay, entanglement. I see you.
The hullabaloo.
Oh, the hubbub. The hubbub.
Hubbub.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a lot of contact for the end of a race. Oh, hold on,
I
Gary.
mean,
I'm gonna lose you. My laptop almost died. The show was gonna be over. No, she
I
did
would
try to
handle that.
cut in. Yeah, I'm sure she did try to cut in. Like she tried to like she tried to like sneak in through like the in between her and the rail or the railing, and she did give her a little bump. She definitely gave her a bump for sure.
I was trying to
But
think.
she's from the track. She's from the track though. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't like a dirty push or like a shove. It was or I run on the track. I'm used to contact, and so
I
I'm
also
not
think
going
at
to let
that
you.
stage of the race, at that
Gotta be careful.
speed they're going,
Mm.
just the mental capacity of trying to go around the long way. I
No,
don't know.
no,
I
no,
could be
no,
like,
no.
you
No,
know,
no, she definitely did. She definitely saw a line. Like
yeah,
I'm going right here, and that's all she did was just she chose the inside of the track. That's all she did.
right. But I'm
And
saying if there wasn't enough room or either there was a possibility of bumping into another athlete, I would like to think I would go around. But I just don't know
yeah,
if I would have the mental capacity to like or physical energy to make the extra. Because if she had made the extra effort to go around and towards because there's a whole bunch of room at the other end of this street,
yeah. She
I
could
don't
have
think
went
she would
down.
have won. Like she had to go through that way, otherwise she would have
Yeah,
expended too much energy to go around.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
but who she is, I agree. But and then also who she is, she's not going around. Like
Right.
she is a track athlete, like to the core, and she's only run like what three? She only won like 3 marathons or something like that so far.
I don't know. That isn't right.
London, yeah, maybe 2. I don't know. So yeah, straight through, and she gave her a track bump, and it was that was it. And even in the moment, um, uh, Asefa, like you saw, she felt it because it kind of knocked her off her legs, off her balance a little bit. But
Did you see
she couldn't respond.
Did you see what
What?
Bromka
What do you
posted on
say?
Facebook or for
What do
Instagram?
you say?
He said, if this happened to me at 42 kilometers, I'm not getting up. Like
I'm on the
I'm,
ground
I'm collapsing on the ground and I'm not getting up.
right then.
You know? Yeah.
I'm pulling LeBron James plays FIFA World Cup flop. I'm on the ground. I'm feet in air for sure.
I'm pulling what now is known as the Paul Pierce human wheelchair. Like,
Paul Pierce human wheelchair.
yeah.
Carry me off of here, friends. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way I'd even have the balance to figure that out at all.
Which is why
Uh,
we need to do more strength training. That's exactly why they do the balancing drills.
So I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Ayrton Senna, Steve said, if you don't go for the gap, you are no longer racing. So I have never raced before then, ever. I've never gone for the gap. I always go, oh no, it's okay. I
Yeah, you
mean,
got it.
yeah, oh no, yeah, you want to go here? Sure, go ahead. I mean, that's one thing that I always wish that I could think about more often in marathons or in some of my races is racing the other people. Because it's not often when we get in situations as amateurs where it's like literally race mentality go.
Yeah, I think that's why I was such a fan of the Tracksmith 5000, twilight races because
Mm,
the local 5Ks, yeah, sometimes you might be racing with folks, but usually it's just the local folks. You don't
mm,
get a lot of you don't get a deep field of runners.
mm,
The Tracksmith races, you're put in with people who should be around your range, your time range,
mm.
and you can think about racing. That's the time where you can go like shoot the gap on some of these, especially on a track where you have to like stay in lane one is gonna get you done faster and keep your time down
Yeah.
versus racing outside. So those are really the only opportunities we really have, unless you're like at a bigger race. Like when you guys are down in Eugene for the 5K or like the London 10K or the Peachtree 10K, where you're racing with like tons of runners who give you an opportunity to kind of put some effort into it, and you're not just out there by yourself for the majority of the race.
No, no.
No shade to your local 5 or 10K.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like it's just like yeah, like it's definitely one of those opportunities. You take that opportunity to get in there, but even then, I guess maybe next year I'll trained for it, so I have that like thought because every year I've run it was kind of just jump in there and do something, and
Yeah,
see what you
right.
got. But yeah, because like even some of the people like in those last couple heats, you could tell that they were working against each other and with each other to try to make it happen.
Yeah.
But so I threw on my story. What should we talk about today? And one of the things was training for fall marathons. And let's take this Olympics off of there. Um, and let's talk about training for fall marathons, Gary. Um, First off, if there's anybody in the chat that has any questions about like, where you are in your training, like what's happening, or like if you got some good news, you're feeling great, just share your thoughts on fall marathon training. And I guess I'll just start with like kind of telling you where I'm at in this whole, grand scheme of things. Is that cool with you, Gary?
Sure. Where are you at
Yeah,
with this
yeah.
whole scheme of things? What
Ah,
there's a lot of fall marathons coming out there. I know you're doing a couple again. So, like, which one are you focusing on, and how many weeks out are you for your next one?
it's dark in here, isn't it? No, I'm training. My next one is Berlin Marathon. And I am fully training for that. I started a little slower. Normally it's like a 12. Really, it's normally like a 16-week process, but
Yeah.
really like a 12-week training block. Like when you start training like 12 weeks out. But because of like travel and then like some of the summer speed like racing stuff that I've been doing, it was just harder to like get the miles to stay where they should be. But I look back at it, I mean, I was doing like 40, 50 miles, really like around 50 miles for quite some time. So it's not all bad. I wasn't like ramping up like how I wanted to.
Right. It wasn't
Um,
like you weren't running either. It just wasn't.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't like it was like 20 miles, 20 miles, 20 miles, and then I got to get to some high number. So I mean,
Yeah.
I was like cruising at a decent, like and staying healthy, somewhat healthy and stuff like that. So it's been going good. Like, so we're 7 weeks out today from Berlin, and um, I plan on what do the cool kids say? I plan on sending it, Gary.
Mm,
Plan on
full send.
sending it. Full send, full send. That's what they say. Berlin Marathon 2024 full send.
That's
And
great
so I'm really
because
hyped about that. And I wrote in my Instagram post. I think I ran 10 miles yesterday, and I had a couple extra miles to do after I ran with Earn, and it was cool because sometimes like in training you get kind of like, oh my god, 10 miles, you know what I'm saying? Like you get to that point where you're just like, you know what? If my friends are running 8, I'm running 8, or I'm just gonna hate this last 2 miles, And lately, like the last couple weeks, I've kind of clicked over into like my goal, mind on the goal,
right.
mind on getting comfortable with this goal. It's a scary number. Um, Time to get going. And for a long time, I couldn't get there. Like I kept, like I'd show up to a run and be like, I'm just gonna do 6 today. Like I had 8, but I just like would stop because I didn't get there early enough to do the 2 ahead of time. But lately, I've just been like relishing in like the let's get out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
it's been
think it's
fun.
good too, especially if you're running, like, let's say, Ern and I have 8 and you've got 10. Those last 2 miles are really good mentally because at the end of the day, even though
Mentally,
you're running with thousands of people, you're really running by yourself, in some of these
yeah,
marathons, unless you're literally running with somebody, which is those types of situations are so few and far between. Like it's a
yeah,
good mental, like, I'm just gonna push for 2 more miles on my own, try and keep up the pace that I'm supposed to be keeping up. I think that's as you go along, especially because you're still gonna see ramp up some more mileage here. I think at the end of the day, it's a good mental exercise.
yeah. No, I mean, and just like the doing the thing that you don't want to do. Um, and just like I don't want to do these extra 2 miles, but we're doing them.
Yeah.
And then once like recently I felt that switch over from I'm gonna do it even though I don't want to like there is no thought behind it. Like this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yep.
not even like it wasn't like a dang, I got 2 more and I had to talk myself into it. It was like, I'm doing 10. You stopping
Yep.
here? Sweet, go.
See, yeah.
Or and just finish and just do the run. And that's been that. And I posted on my Strava yesterday, like, I like where I'm at right now, and it really just meant in a mental space. Like, I'm here to train. I'm doing my thing. Last Wednesday's workout was tough, but I've pushed through. And today's long run was tough, but I also pushed through that and figured it out. So I'm in a good spot right now, and I'm happy about that. Oh, one
That's
quick
good.
thing that like stuck with me from the watching the marathon this morning. So there's this one hill. There's two hills. There's a few hills on the course in Paris. This one hill, the last big hill, is like literally like a 10% grade
Yeah.
incline, and so it was a big deal. And one of the things Des said, because Des joined the call, she was helping call the race. She said, whatever you do, she's I guess I don't want to mess it up. She said no big decisions should be made on the hill. No big decisions should be made on the hill. And it that was like struck a chord, because like not only like in running, like you should never make a decision like in the interval, never make a decision in like the second mile of a 5K. Like, get through that moment and then start making your decision. Because if you make a decision on the hill, like in the toughest moment, like you'll start saying like, oh, I can't finish this race. Like, you're gonna get over this hill, you're gonna get over this moment. And this, like in life too, like don't ever make any big decisions like in the moment. Like, sometimes you just got to try to get through this moment and let things simmer and let things settle back down, and then you make your decision on like, what are we gonna do for it? And a lot of times it's not gonna be the same decision you would have made if you panicked and just made that one decision.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've heard folks say, when they're feeling down on a marathon, just surge for 30 seconds. Just just kind of adjust your thinking just a little bit, or adjust your physicality just a little bit to kind of break you out of whatever you're in. So like, it's sort of the same thing. Get up the hill first, and then like, okay, take stock of what I have going on here. Do I need to slow it down? Am I fine now? Like, do I take advantage of the downhill? That's a great point by Des, though. Just get through the moment that you're in now. Get through this hard part, and then see where you're at after that, for sure.
Right, for sure. All right, cool. So yeah, we got some more questions here, which is great. Thank you so much for people tossing those in the chat for us. All right, Gary. So Maurice said, how do you deal with injury that isn't enough to keep you from running, but enough to keep you from a hard workout? Do you dial back mileage, make runs easier, skip runs? What are you thinking, Gary?
So I'm kind of going through this now where I'm working through an injury, and I'm not racing at all this summer, or probably this fall either. But I have I learned with this particular injury, taking time off doesn't necessarily help it, because it's a hamstring glute injury, and taking the time off actually just tightens it up a lot more. Whereas doing nice, easy runs, still getting 40 miles plus in, keeps the muscle loose, helps it heal better. I'm doing minimal hard workouts, mostly fartleks. But again, that's mostly just to kind of keep the legs turning a bit. But the mileage, dialing back the mileage, because I'm not training, so I'm still at 40 plus miles a week. I think more than anything else, though, listen to your body. Does your body say, I can't do these workouts? Does your body say, I need to dial back the mileage? You have a coach, what does your coach say? It really also depends on the injury. Like if you're dealing with shin splints, maybe take some time off. If you're dealing with, piriformis syndrome, push through that, not push through it, but like keep your miles nice and easy. But kind of keep working it. It just really depends on the injury for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably the best. Like, I mean, I think it definitely depends on what you're dealing with. But I think I don't know if I've ever. I think the things that I've had to deal with were kind of like in every run, and at times it would probably hurt less at high speed than it would on the easier run. So I think it's like if it hurts in harder workouts, it's it's definitely running related for sure. You know, like it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
running makes it worse. So
Yeah.
it's definitely don't tap into the hard workouts if that's when it like flares up the most. So really all those things you said, back off on mileage a bit, make the runs easier, and if you have to skip runs, skip runs.
Yeah. I
Um,
think a good
it just
rule of thumb is if it feels better if towards the end of the run, it's probably muscle
if it,
related. So you really got to find some PT work. You know, whether it's go to a PT, you know, find something online for exercises to kind of strengthen up that area. If it feels
mhm.
worse, you got to go to a doctor. You got to see what's
Yeah.
going on there because there's something seriously wrong. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What else we got here? So Alexis said recovery tips for running 2 marathons 8 weeks apart. Just ran one end of July in Berlin and have Berlin coming up. I don't know. I haven't run, you know, many
you're not
many
familiar with this at
marathons like
all.
close by each other. Um 8 weeks is a long time, I think, in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things. Um I think you're fine. End of July was like 4 weeks. Oh no, 2 weeks ago or 2, 3 weeks ago, probably you ran. I think if right now, I feel like you just do everything you were doing to get to run that great race that you ran, that PR that you got. Do all those things. Just get back into running. Your body remembers everything that's going on. If you're dealing with extra issues, then obviously you want to see about those. But if it's, I think it's just make sure you're getting that sleep. I think you're
Yeah.
fine. Get back to doing your normal routine.
I think you really got to make sure because your race was a net downhill, I believe, and so
Mm,
make sure your quads are be taking care of your quads. You know, whether they're like Normatec boots or just putting your legs up in the air, like on the wall, ice baths, just really kind of because you're going to go from one extreme to the other, really. So you know, I would make sure you in particular your quads are taken care of, like treat them
yeah.
really well.
Yeah, and I think if something's sore like right now still, um, then give that attention and energy, you know. But if you're feeling like normal and you're just kind of like maybe sluggish a bit, I think it's just get back into the swing of things, get back into your routine, and
Yep.
you'll be great. And I'll see you in Berlin for sure. All right. So Agent Turner said, do you hydrate when you train for a marathon? Same as the race, I think. Um,
I think we do the best we can. Like we're definitely
yeah,
you and
yeah,
Ern are a lot better about it this cycle than I've been in terms of
yeah. You,
and Joe carrying hydration with you.
mhm.
Might not be the same as what's on course, but it's something, you know. I think we're starting to be getting used to taking handhelds with us. The last couple of marathons I've run, I've had a handheld with me, so I don't have to
Mhm.
rely on the course hydration. It's just what I've been
Yeah.
working on. I don't know if that's what the plan is for you, Tommy, or Ern or
Yeah.
Joe. If you're going to take a bottle with you in the marathon this time,
Yeah.
with your own mix.
Joe jumped in. Joe jumped into his training with. He carries a bottle with some stuff in it, and it's just like when he started doing it. I mean, it was a good idea, especially since some of these runs were, we were talking about like, 90-degree days or whatever like that, and it's just miserable without it, and if you got an 8 mile run or a 10 mile run, you may be fine in the beginning, but by the end of it or middle of it, you're like, you really do need to try to replenish some of that.
Yeah,
Um, and I think longevity wise, like throughout the training block, if you're not like dead after every run and have to like get an IV to like rehydrate every run, I think that probably bodes well for like a good training block as a whole. So
yeah,
I'm like, you know what, let me see about this. And so I bought some stuff and got, I'm tinkering with like whatever hydration I'm gonna try to use for the race the day. And the more you can get your body used to hydration and fuel, like so gels and stuff too. If you do that on workout days, long runs, or even those like medium, like the longer normal runs of like the 10
yeah.
milers of your
Just
week,
get your gut
if you
ready to
can
go for it.
practice, you got to get your stomach ready for that. Because if you just every every marathon 4 months ago or 6 months ago, you pull out the same hydration that you did or a plan you did before, your stomach may not take it this time. So make sure your body and all that is ready for what you got
Yeah,
planned.
because the last thing you need on race day is stomach issues.
Yeah.
I don't care
I
how
mean,
many
especially
porta
if you could
potties.
have,
I
yeah,
don't care how many
especially
porta potties on the side.
you could have just practiced it. Just practice it. You know,
Yeah.
like that's a lot of coaches, even if it's not for like actual hydration and actual fuel the day. Like, you know, you may not need it for a 10-mile run. You may not feel like you need it, and you whatever. This you can argue whether you need it or not. But the point is to get ready for it and try it out. Isaiah said doing the New York City Marathon, then coming back home for the BAA medley finale the week after. It's gonna be super dope. It's gonna be super dope this fall. That sounds like an amazing
Yeah.
swing for sure. That sounds good. Oh, so Maurice says he's doing Berlin and NYC this year. Maybe Richmond. We got
Wow.
a fellow crazy person in here. That's awesome. When is Richmond?
Yeah. When is Richmond?
Yeah. So just so people know, I will be doing Berlin, Chicago, and New York. So tap in to wherever, if you're going to be in one of those 3 places or 2 or 3 of the places, tap in. I'm gonna try my best to tag along with a group run somewhere or do one or something. So stay tuned to that. So or just shoot me like a DM or whatever and let me know you're going to be there, or just remind me, because I know you're saying it right here already. But if you're listening to this on the podcast platform, make sure you just let us know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? All right. Oh, so Isaiah said, any personal mandatory at-home workouts or exercises for marathon preps? Just neither one of us are PTs.
Right.
I think I mean the Google, and honestly, not to be funny, but Google and YouTube are amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It depends on
and
what
if
you're
you're
looking for. If
already
you're looking for basic strength training, Google and YouTube are great. I use the 20 to 30-minute core and strength training for runners on Peloton.
no Rojas.
Yeah. And I also have I work with Nel Rojas. It really depends. Peloton's great because I can do it at home. Nel Rojas is, I need a gym for that. So it just depends on my schedule.
Yeah.
It, sometimes it's easier just to work out from home. Sometimes it's easier to get to the gym. It really just depends. But yeah, I think Maurice mentioned this. I know Earn had done this a few times. Strava's Recover app is also really good. They've got some pre and post exercises.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Nike
Cool.
app also has some stuff as well. So there's a whole bunch of free, aside from
Resources.
resources you can use as well.
Sure. For sure. All right. Yeah. So let us know if you got another question, because we'd be happy to answer another question. I don't think we have a Runners Anonymous this week, but we had enough topics talked about today. But really quick, if you have another question, whether it's fall marathon training or anything, let us know. Ask it now. Any questions about anything, let us know. But in the meantime, Gary, I think it's time we spin the wheel.
Let's do it.
You
What are
should
we
give a
spinning the
shout
wheel
out
for?
to it. You give the shout out, bro.
So we are spinning the wheel for a pair of Puma Deviate Nitro 3s, because we are still in the summer of speed. It's still summertime, folks, and we're still racing. Well, some of us are still racing. Some of us are looking for the extra edge in training and in races. And Puma has a great shoe out there for the summertime, the Deviate Nitro 3. And we are proud to have the summer of speed powered by Puma. And so if you're on Strava, come please, if you haven't already, or if you have friends who haven't done it, get to Strava, join our Summer of Speed club, and start posting your workouts, posting your runs in there for a chance to be entered into the contest to win a pair of Puma Deviate Nitro 3s.
Well done, Gary. Well done.
Thank you.
Well
I can
done.
keep vamping. I'm just waiting for the wheel to pop up.
No, you just keep going. you
So
keep going.
I,
All right.
I know, Tommy. It's one of your favorite shoes of the summer for sure. It's one of mine.
No,
I break them
like it
out
a lot.
quite a bit this summer.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great shoe. Wonderful option. It's easy for those like days where your legs are beat up because it's got some spring to it. It's easy for those
Yeah.
easy days when you're feeling great because it's got some spring to it.
Yeah, you
it's
can
good.
definitely, if you're at the end of a run and you need to do some strides, they pick up pretty fast. If you need a negative split a run, great for that. It's an all around good trainer.
Yeah, you can definitely do some good strides, and you could probably do a workout on those. They're pretty.
For
They have
sure.
like a little plate in them. So, all right, let's spin this wheel, Gary. Let's spin this wheel. All right, and whoever gets this, we're gonna close this out. So we only got one more week. We're doing one more week. Jonathan. Oh, sweet. Jonathan Pressa has won a pair of Puma DV8 Nitro 3s, Gary. Jonathan Pressa. Remember that name, bro.
I'm writing it
Jay
down.
Pressa, you have won. All right, so let's get back to that. So thank you so much, Puma, for sponsoring or empowering the Summer of Speed. Thank you so much to everybody that joined in. If you have someone that you know that is also about this life, they're doing some workouts for marathons, and they're also jumping in a 5K or so or something soon, or even a tune-up race at the end of the summer, tell them that they need to join Summer Speed. We're gonna give it 7 more days, and we're gonna close it out because we have like 3 or 4 more giveaways to do.
Yeah.
At
3, I
least
think.
3 after this. So we're gonna close it out. So it gives the people more chances. I don't want to keep having people added to it like the last. Everybody that's in it now really should be,
Fully in it. Fully in this.
rewarded.
Yeah.
Rewarded for being in it this whole time. So we're gonna close it out. 7 more days. If you have anybody that you feel like should be in this Summer Speed, make sure that they go to Strava, send them the link, have them sign up ASAP, and we'll close it out so that the last 3 giveaways are just everybody who's in it from now to next.
Yeah, especially those who have
Cool.
been with us the whole summer.
And then at the end of Summer Speed, when this is over, we are going to have some rewards and gifts and things like that for people who were very active and got some races in and put some good miles in. So it should be fun. It'll still be fun. So if you haven't won yet, there's many more chances to come. And I'm gonna have Gary pick the people. So if you don't get picked, it's all Gary's fault.
That's fine. I do.
Summer Speed powered by Puma. Thank you so much, Puma. Puma actually had a really great turnout in the Olympics. There's a bunch of Puma athletes from all different modalities? What is it called?
Sports? We'll call it modalities. We'll call it sports modalities. Yeah.
Sports.
You can tell we're big fans of sports.
Yeah, I mean Mondo. Did you watch Mondo get the world record?
No.
Mondo Duplantis?
No.
Bro won. He had already won the gold, so he didn't have to jump anymore.
Oh yeah.
He didn't have to jump anymore, and he decided that everybody sat around like, no, we'll watch you do it. And he's like, fine. Took 3 shots to break the world record, which is his own record, and he broke it on the 3rd jump, the last jump.
He's like, I'm getting these bonus dollars. I'm getting this bonus money.
Oh, Puma was cutting the check as he was in the air. Trust me. Yeah, but some of these people are just so amazing, so athletic. Like the shot put folks and the javelin. I mean, all of them. High jump, long jump, Puma jump. I don't know, something jump.
The Puma jump was one of my favorite. So, real quick, do you have a favorite meme that came out of the Olympics?
Of course, Snoop Dogg doing the face, whatever he did, whatever that face he was making.
Oh yeah.
And people are just like throwing whatever over. Like if I said, what was yours? You got one?
Mine is the Australian breakdancer, and then they put the basketball sneaker sound to it. Have you seen it?
No, I didn't. No. I'm like, that's creepy.
Yeah, the Australian breakdancer. I forget her name now, but something like Sky B or whatever. She's not good at this at all. It's like they pulled the crowd for an Australian and said, put this outfit on and come out and do some breakdancing. And it was funny to watch. But now what they did was they put like the sound of basketball sneakers on the court while she's going around, just to kind of add the funny to it. I think that's been my favorite so far.
No, yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. She was like, the one I heard was like a guy was like, imagine you from Australia and they say you can come and break dance, and she's like, and he just started like naming all the moves she was doing. Yeah. So yeah, I do remember that. I don't know, bro. Like And the lady who won, no shade to the to like breaking at all, but I don't think it looks good.
It's not what I had in my
Not what I
head.
thought. It's not what I
Yeah.
thought.
I think we're all thinking like 80s movies, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
what they look
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
No, they look like 80s movies, and that's a problem for me. It's 2024. I
Yeah.
need you to look like 2024 breakdancing.
Plus, it was
Whatever.
weird being outside. I don't know. I just didn't look. This is a good one. The John Wick shooter.
Yeah, the John Wick shooter guy. Yeah, like
Yeah.
everybody else had on like all these like technical things or whatever, and he was just like, "I got you." Did he win?
Yeah. Silver.
Silver. That's still.
He got
Bro didn't even
silver.
have like
Shows up with no
all the
fancy
tough
equipment,
stuff.
sweatpants, and a t-shirt. It takes silver.
no,
He works for
no like little laser eye guy or
no.
whatever.
I'm sure the Turkish government's like, listen, we need you in our 007 department.
This Maurice gets it, channeling the spirit of Save the Last Dance. If you come and save the Last Dance, you know what, guys? If they came with the end like Stomp the Yard energy, you seen Stomp the Yard, Gary?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know the movie.
So yeah, if they came with like Stomp the Yard, like crumping, like that, like aggressive, like like battle dancing, I'd have been like, oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought they were gonna be like, in each other's faces, like doing that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
She was, and then like I hate when they do that, like they do that little move and then they go like this, like they put their arms on their shoulders, like in the 80s, like, bro, what is this?
Yeah.
Like the people who made that movie Breaking back in the day are probably so upset. They're probably happy that breaking is in the Olympics, but they're also like, yo, that's weak. I saw somebody said, like, you know what? You know how they didn't have Sha'Carri in the 100 last year, or last time around for for the reasons. And they were like, but they got their act together and made sure that she was there, and look what happened. And then now like the American women's like track is whatever, right? And they're like, someone's watching this breaking, the Olympics and the breaking thing, and they going straight to the hood next year. Like, y'all, we need you to come out here because it didn't look good, man. It didn't look good. They should have had New York breakdance. Exactly. Yeah. McKinley. Go to where, like, I don't get it. I know when they show the girl who won, I'm like, oh, she about to be sweet. I hit play and I'm like, I promise I could do that.
Now, it was a lot of buildup for a whole bunch of disappointment, but thankfully we got a good meme out of it.
Yeah. I mean, the Australian one, that she's different. But like even the one who won, the lady, I think she was from Japan.
Yeah.
I just didn't see what you judge. I'm like, I feel like if she came out to America's Got Talent, guarantee she gets booted. Oh, I don't even know how they vote out, but she out. All right. Well, Gary, is there any parting words for people now?
You broke up a bit, but the answer is no.
Breaking on the PR project.
I
cut out a little bit. Yeah, answer is no. Yeah. Good. Am I moving fast? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the PR project. Again, if you're listening on the podcast platforms, make sure you subscribe. Give us a review. If you're listening or watching this if you're watching this live on YouTube and you don't subscribe to the PR project YouTube channel, what are you doing? If you haven't sent it to your mother, your grandmother, your whoever, family, send it to them too, because they deserve to be parts of these amazing conversations as well.
For sure. Take a soundbite out and send it to your family. A good one,
Oh yeah, send it to me. If you take a soundbite out, make sure it's of me talking about something great, because you don't want to scare them away.
Of course, it's gonna be a great talking.
We got wow. We don't. Wow, that's crazy. We don't want I don't want you to scare anybody away with Graybeard here.
Yeah, I meant to fix that, but.
So do you color it sometimes?
No. God, no. I meant just shave.
God, no. I can see you in the bathroom with like a permanent marker. Like, this is gonna work.
No, I don't mind it. It don't bother
No,
me.
I mean it makes you look. It makes you look. I don't know how
Distinguished.
to say it. Distinguished. Yeah, almost smart.
All right. Good night, folks.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. We love you. PR Project is out.
See ya.